Well, it was a fun year too as the head coach of UCF for Coach JC as he went through this season trying to defend the Natty he won in his first season as a head coach after spending 2 seasons as an offensive coordinator at Jack State. So let's catch up with the team. Let's see what they did here in the 2027 season stat-wise. And hey, we got some award winners to look at. Let's dive in. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into JC CFB, where you can see all kinds of college football 25 and soon to be college football 26 news updates and content as well. So if you're into that, be sure to subscribe here to the channel where you can get all that directly into your feed. Hit the thumbs up button on this video so you can find more college football 25 fans like yourself. And I hope you've been following Coach JC's journey. We've been covering here throughout pretty much the inception of the college football 25 game, where started off as the offensive coordinator at a one-star school there at Jack State for a couple of seasons, then moved on to the head coach of UCF last season, and now have been going through the 2027 season here on the channel. And that's what I'm here to do, provide an update for the end of the regular season right here, heading into the college football playoff. Yes, we're back in the CFP. I will spoil that for you if you haven't been following along. UCF back in the CFP this year, but wanted to catch you guys up on some of the things that went on for the end of season stats and, of course, some award winners here. So let's dive in with no further ado. Let's take a look at the 2027 results for UCF individual players.
All right, so of course, as you saw, Big 12 champions, you saw us win that game if you were following along. But then, of course, advancing the week where we can get to our award winners here before we head into the CFP, what I want to update you guys on. Of course, there are some recruits coming in. I will provide a recruiting update here at the end of the season. But as for now, we're going in as the number 1 seed in the CFP playoff. First of all, that was the big amount of news for us there. You see here me pulling up the bracket. The other seeds there, Nebraska as the 2, Pitt is the 3, LSU as the 4, and some other seeds there in the bottom you can see. Some other teams that were involved as well, as we went ahead and moved and advanced the week on so that we can get to those award winners. And then I want to get to the stats update for you guys as well. As we can see here upon advance, getting a little bit of a coach upgrade going. And then now we're going to start to see our award winners come in. Player of the Year, Chris Johnson Jr., great season, transferred in and has been a phenomenal running back for us since he did transfer in there. So he wins the Player of the Year. And then we also get him winning the Heisman. So we have back-to-back Heisman winners at UCF last year. Kason Stokes winning it, so we had a receiver win it. And now we have a running back win it in Chris Johnson Jr. Great season for him. Cedric Hawkins, middle linebacker, wins Best Defensive Player, which is good because that's a player I was controlling a lot. I like to control the middle linebacker on most plays. Best Running Back Award, of course, Chris Johnson Jr., no surprise there. He continues to rack up the awards. Christian Peterson wins Best Defensive Back. I think I had multiple guys up for that award. We had multiple guys rack up a lot of interceptions throughout our season this season in 2027. And Returner of the Year, Cesar Camacho, the freshman running back I recruited and made the return man. Man, was he explosive. You'll see more of that in the stats coming up. Best Linebackers, Jashad Presley. The other linebacker that I controlled a lot was Jashad Presley. So there's a look at the award winners that we were able to have this season. Let's go here to the All-Americans, and I want to showcase some of the ones that we had here. First team All-American, Chris Johnson Jr., no surprise for the Heisman winner to be there. Best defensive back winner, Christian Peterson on there as a first teamer as well. No second teamer, surprisingly. First team freshman All-American, my running back I recruited there, Cesar Camacho, mainly for his return duties, but he did do some good stuff on offense as well. All Big 12, we got Josh Smalls, Cesar Camacho, Mike Stingley. This is the freshman team, by the way. Sam Boyette, safety, and Corey Colley, defensive tackle. First team All Big 12, of course, Chris Johnson's on there, as expected with the amazing season that he had. And then Christian Peterson on there as well. Second team, my quarterback, Josh Smalls. My wide receiver, last year's Heisman winner, Kason Stokes. Kaven Call, my right end. Eric Batista, my free safety. So both of my safeties having a really good season. And like I said, a lot of defensive backs of mine had good seasons all around. So let's take a look at the individual stats here now. And speaking of those defensive backs I was talking about a minute ago, we'll take a look at some of the numbers of those here. As you see, we got Chasen Johnson with 7 picks, Doug Penn, a freshman I recruited, with 6 picks, 5 for Eric Batista, 4 for Christian Peterson, 3 for Paul Clemens, 3 for Goody, 2 for our linebacker, 2 for our other safety, and then 2 for our cornerback Marshall, and 1 for another linebacker. And then here's Cesar Camacho, returner of the year, guys. 1,000 kick return yards and 2 touchdowns there. And then punt returns, 4 TDs. I believe he had 3 punt return TDs in one game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure some of you guys may have seen that. So those are some of the stats that we had there individually. Let's go nationally, see where we rated in some of these categories, because Chris Johnson Jr. led the nation in rushing yards, as kind of was expected. Josh Smalls up there in the top 5, so 2 top 5 rushers, and Josh Smalls and Chris Johnson top 2 in the country in rushing touchdowns. Receiving wise, we do have Kason Stokes up there with another top 10 receiving season to follow up a Heisman season last year. Still a good season, over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns for him. On the defensive side, for whatever reason, I've noticed it doesn't show my team under the national ratings, but we did have like multiple guys that would have been national interception leaders. Camacho led the nation in kick return touchdowns and punt return touchdowns. So good stuff there individually as far as stat update. Let's go to the team side, where we've been leading a lot of stuff offensively, and that continued again. Number 1 total offense in the nation. Passing offense, we're not that high up, but we're in the top 20. Number 1 rushing offense in the country. Number 1 in the country in points per game. Number 1 in the country in rushing touchdowns, and number 1 in the country in first downs. And that's something that's been consistent for Coach JC since he was an offensive coordinator. He's pretty much led in points per game, rushing touchdowns, first downs, and rushing offense, or been near the top every season. In defense, here are some statistics. We were actually very good, led the nation in sacks, and led the nation in interceptions. So 2 things you'd like to lead the nation in. We did a great job. The next person in second had 14. So our team, 35 interceptions. The team in second, 21. So we forced a ton of turnovers. We did give up a lot of yards, but hey, we were opportunistic. So there's a look at some of the stats there. And just for a preview of guys of what's coming up here in the CFP, because I will be up there in the quarterfinals, matched up against, drumroll please, we've got Oklahoma and UCF here in the Sugar Bowl. That's what you'll see starting off here in the CFP, and those games will be rolling out here in the near future on the channel. But wanted to get you guys the stat update there as well here. So there it is, the stat update and the award winners for Coach JC here in 2027 at UCF.
So there you have it. There's a look at where things stand as we head into the CFP, with UCF trying to go back-to-back and win back-to-back natties in Coach JC's first 2 years as a head coach. Can't do much better than what he's done thus far. You see him there leading a lot of team statistical categories, both on offense and defense. Offense, of course, has been the calling card. A lot of good numbers there, but throw your thoughts in the comments on if you've been enjoying this and if you want me to continue this type of thing for College Football 26, or if there's something else you'd rather see. Let me know. Always appreciate those interactions here on JCCFB. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button before you head out, and be sure you're subscribed to the channel for future content on this game and College Football 26. Really appreciate that, just like I appreciate you tuning into this video, and I will catch you on the next one.